You are standing before the threshold of absolute nothingness. This is not just a black hole. It is the place where our reality as we know it shatters. Welcome to the event horizon, the final frontier of the universe, where every law of physics you have ever learned becomes utterly meaningless and begins to dissolve. Behold the glowing ring of fire, a whirlpool of gas and dust orbiting the abyss at speeds nearing the velocity of light itself in a dance of death. The matter trapped here is crushed and heated to millions of degrees, emitting a final cry of radiation before it is consumed by the hungry darkness forever. Gravity here is so intense that it acts like a cosmic lens, warping the image of the stars behind the hole into a shimmering, distorted halo of light. Light cannot travel in a straight line anymore. It is forced to follow the curve of space, creating a beautiful yet terrifying mirage in the deep void. The very fabric of existence is being torn apart. We are entering a realm where the standard rules of cause and effect no longer seem to apply. Imagine space as a flexible fabric. Now imagine a weight so heavy it stretches that fabric into an endless pit from which there is no possible escape. The silence here is heavy, filled only with the invisible tremors of gravity that ripple through the cosmos, signaling the presence of a truly titanic force. In this corner of the universe, light is not the master. Gravity reigns supreme, pulling everything into its heart with an irresistible and cold mechanical precision. At this precise distance, light itself is trapped in an eternal orbit, circling the abyss like a ghost that can never find its way back home. We are approaching the point of no return. Beyond this edge, the known universe ends, and a journey into the impossible and the unknown begins today. This massive engine of destruction is also a masterpiece of nature, a dark star that defines the limits of our understanding and our cosmic curiosity. The event horizon. It is the most mysterious boundary in existence, a place where time slows down and the laws of nature begin to fail us. Nothing, not even the fastest thing in the universe, can escape the pull of this darkness once it crosses the invisible line drawn by gravity's hand. Light bends and twists until it loses its way. To an observer, the world behind the black hole is reflected in a strange and shimmering ring. We are now entering the silence. The roar of the accretion disk fades as we move closer to the heart of the most powerful object imaginable. Time itself begins to behave strangely here. Seconds stretch into minutes, and minutes into years, as the immense gravity pulls on the very flow of history. The fabric of the cosmos is being stretched to its breaking point. Every inch we move forward represents a massive distortion in the structure of reality. It is a hole in the sky, a void that consumes light and information, leaving behind only the mystery of what lies hidden within its dark depths. Light turns red and fades as it loses its energy, gasping for breath as it tries to escape the clutches of the most powerful force known. This is the edge of the abyss. This is the place where the story of our physical world ends, and something far more strange and ancient begins. To understand the event horizon, we must look beyond what we see and explore the cold, hard mathematics that govern the strange and dark region. On Earth, we have the concept of escape velocity. If a rocket goes fast enough, it can break free from the planet's pull and enter space. But as a planet becomes denser and more massive, the speed required to escape its surface increases, making it harder and harder to reach the stars. Now imagine a place so dense that the speed needed to escape is faster than light itself. Since nothing is faster than light, nothing can leave. This boundary is the event horizon. It is not a physical wall, but a mathematical limit where the exit door of the universe is locked forever. When a star much larger than our sun runs out of fuel, it collapses under its own gravity, crushing its matter into an impossibly small space. When it shrinks past a specific size called the Schwarzschild radius, the gravity becomes so strong that a black hole is born out of the star. Named after the physicist who first calculated its existence, this radius defines the sphere of influence from which no light or matter can ever return. In the normal world, light is the ultimate traveler, but here, light is just another victim of the crushing weight of a dead star's ghost. If you were to watch a spacecraft fall into a black hole, you would see something truly bizarre. From your perspective, it would never actually enter. As it gets closer, the light it reflects is stretched by gravity, a process called redshift, making the ship appear redder and fainter to your eyes. To you, the observer, the ship seems to slow down and eventually freeze at the horizon, staying there for eternity like a faded, unmoving photograph. But for the pilot inside, nothing special happens at the horizon. They simply cross the line, unaware that they have just left our universe behind forever. As they fall, the light from the outside world is compressed, making time appear to accelerate for everything outside the dark boundary they just passed. The event horizon is a one-way mirror. You can look out and see the stars, but the stars can never look in and see you again. This is the ultimate time dilation. Near the horizon, gravity is so strong that it almost stops the clock of reality from ticking for the observer. Early scientists called them frozen stars because of this effect. To us, they are regions where time itself has seemingly come to a complete standstill. But once the threshold is crossed, the reality is far more dynamic and terrifying. There is no staying still inside the heart of a black hole. Every path leads inward. Every ray of light, every atom of matter, is now on a collision course with the point of infinite and total density. In the language of physics, your light cone has tilted. Every possible future you have points directly toward the center. There are no other directions left. Trying to escape a black hole from the inside is like trying to swim upstream in a river that is flowing faster than you can ever move. The more the black hole leads, the larger the event horizon grows, extending its reach and consuming even more of the surrounding space and time. At the very center lies the singularity, a point where our current math fails and where gravity reaches a level that we cannot even begin to describe. Before you even touch the horizon, the difference in gravity between your head and feet could pull you apart in a process we call spaghettification. You would be stretched into a thin stream of atoms, a literal cosmic noodle, as you are drawn into the hungry mouth of the gravitational titan. Looking back, the entire universe looks like a fading memory, a small circle of light that gets smaller and smaller as you fall deeper into the dark. This is the point of no return. This is where the story of every particle ends, crushed into a state that defies all human logic and reason. Inside, the concept of time as we know it begins to crumble. Past and future lose their meaning as the gravity takes total control of existence. Space itself is falling. It is not just you moving through space. The space you are in is being sucked into the center like a waterfall. If the black hole rotates, it creates an ergosphere, a region where space itself is dragged around in a circle, forcing you to orbit with it. In this zone, you can actually steal energy from the black hole, using its massive rotation to slingshot yourself away at incredible, relativistic speeds. But once you move past the ergosphere and hit the horizon, the dragging becomes absolute. There is no force in the universe that can stop the fall. Each layer of this dark star reveals a new level of physical extremity, challenging every theory we have built to explain how the world works. It is the most perfect surface in the universe because it is not made of matter at all. It is a boundary of pure, raw gravity. Inside some black holes, there may be even more horizons, layers of complexity that hint at stable regions where the laws might be even stranger. Once the signal is lost, the information is gone from our world. The black hole acts as a cosmic delete key, erasing everything that falls in. We only know it is there by the chaos it creates around itself, the bright screams of matter as it is devoured by the invisible giant. This is the end of the line for light. This is the place where the path to the future leads only to a single, inevitable point. Inside the horizon, something even more profound happens. The very definitions of where and when undergo a radical and impossible transformation for any observer. In our normal world, we can move forward, backward, left, or right in space. But time is a one-way street that we can never turn back. But inside the event horizon, the roles of space and time are swapped. The direction inward toward the center becomes your new direction of time. You can no more stop yourself from falling toward the singularity than you can stop yourself from moving into tomorrow. The center is now your future. The singularity is no longer a place you can travel to or avoid. It is an event in time that is guaranteed to happen to you. The geometry of spacetime has twisted so severely that the past is now outward, and the future is always and only inward toward the core. Even light, which always moves forward in time, finds that forward now means falling deeper. There is literally no away from the center anymore. All possible futures end at the singularity. It is the ultimate destination, the final stop on the train of existence inside this dark and twisted realm. You are a prisoner of time, and the black hole is the ultimate cell where the walls are made of the very seconds of your life. As you get closer to the center, the distortion becomes so extreme that the concept of a meter or a second begins to lose all meaning. Physicists use complex diagrams to map this madness, showing how the geometry of the universe literally turns itself inside out within the event horizon boundary. The singularity is the end of the road. It is a point where the curvature of space and the flow of time become infinite and break. Here, the very fabric of reality is torn. There is no after the singularity, because time itself ends at this mysterious and terrifying mathematical point. But what happens to everything that falls in? Does the information it contains disappear, or is it hidden in the fold of the swapped dimensions? This is one of the greatest mysteries in science. If information is destroyed, it breaks the fundamental laws of the universe that we rely on today. Some believe the information is stored on the surface of the horizon, encoded like a hologram on the boundary of the space it once occupied. As you fall in, your history might be written on the horizon, a two-dimensional record of a three-dimensional life that the universe can never forget. The event horizon could be the universe's ultimate hard drive, a place where information is preserved even as the objects themselves are crushed into nothingness. Others suggest a more violent end, a firewall of high-energy particles that incinerates everything the moment it touches the edge of the dark abyss. If the firewall exists, the transition isn't smooth. You would be destroyed the instant you cross the line, leaving no hope for a journey inside. This debate highlights the conflict between Einstein's smooth gravity and the chunky, energetic nature of quantum mechanics that we are still trying to solve. From the outside, it looks peaceful, but inside, it is a battlefield where the most basic concepts of our existence are being rewritten and destroyed. Everything is transformed. Inside the horizon, matter is no longer matter, and light is no longer light. They are just variables in a broken equation. You are witnessing the death of time. In this place, the ticking of the clock is the same thing as the movement of your body. The heart of the black hole is a rhythmic engine of destruction, a point where all of space-time is being gathered and compressed into a void. The paths of light inside are beautiful and complex, but they all share the same destiny, the final, crushing embrace of the center of the whole. Gravity becomes so strong that even the space within atoms is squeezed out, leaving only a soup of particles and energy in a state of chaos. The journey is silent and fast. Once you cross, the world you knew is gone, replaced by a reality where space is time and time is space. A sun that burned for billions of years is extinguished in a fraction of a second, its light added to the eternal darkness of the whole. The black hole grows, its reach expanding, its shadow deepening, as it continues its feast on the matter and light of the surrounding galaxy. As you fall, you might see the entire future of the universe play out above you, a fast-forward film of stars dying and galaxies fading away. The last thing you see is a tiny spark of light from the world you left behind, before the darkness takes you and your journey ends. Is this truly the end? Or is the singularity a gate to something else? A bridge across the fabric of spacetime that we cannot yet see? The dimensions collapse. 4 dimensions become one, a single path that leads to the inevitable and mysterious heart of the gravitational monster we have found. Even the smallest building blocks of reality are not safe. Everything is broken down, reduced to its most basic form, and then crushed into nothing. It is a mirror that shows us the limits of our knowledge, a dark reflection of the mysteries that still haunt our understanding of the cosmos. The curve becomes a cliff, a vertical drop into the infinite, where the laws of physics fall off the edge and disappear into the dark void. This is the realm of the impossible, a place where the rules are rewritten by the hand of gravity in a language we are only beginning to learn. At the event horizon, our two greatest theories of the universe collide. General relativity and quantum mechanics are forced to face each other in a battle. Einstein's theory of general relativity describes space as a smooth, curved fabric. It works perfectly for stars and galaxies, but it fails at the singularity. On the other hand, quantum mechanics describes the world of the very small, a place of chaos, probability, and particles that pop in and out. When we try to use both theories to describe the heart of a black hole, the math gives us impossible answers like infinity that make no sense. Consider the information paradox. If you throw a book into a black hole, the information it contains is supposedly lost forever according to general relativity. But quantum mechanics says that information can never be truly destroyed. This conflict is one of the biggest headaches in modern theoretical physics today. In 1974, Stephen Hawking proposed a revolutionary idea. Black holes are not completely black. They actually emit a tiny amount of radiation over time. This is Hawking radiation. At the very edge, pairs of particles appear. One is sucked into the hole, while the other escapes into the empty space. The particle that falls in has negative energy, which actually causes the black hole to lose a tiny bit of its mass and slowly shrink away. Given enough time, more than the current age of the universe, a black hole will eventually evaporate and disappear in a final, spectacular explosion of energy. If this radiation carries the information that was once inside, the paradox might be solved, but the information would be so scrambled it is impossible to read. Decoding the information from a dying black hole would be like trying to rebuild a burnt book from the smoke and ashes it left behind. To truly understand the event horizon, we need a theory of everything, a way to combine the smooth world of Einstein with the chunky quantum world. One candidate is string theory, which suggests that everything is made of tiny, vibrating strings of energy that exist in many more than 4 dimensions. Inside a black hole, these extra dimensions might become important, allowing us to bypass the singularity and see what is really happening at the core. Another idea is loop quantum gravity, which says space itself is not smooth, but is made of tiny, discrete loops that cannot be crushed further. In this theory, there is no singularity. Instead, matter reaches a maximum density and then bounces back, potentially forming a new region of spacetime. This bounce could mean that every black hole is the birthplace of a new universe, a hidden bubble of space expanding away from our own world. The event horizon is where our current knowledge ends and our imagination must take over, guided by the hints left in our mathematical equations. We are like explorers standing on the edge of a map that says, "Here there be monsters," looking for the bridge to the next level. The holographic principle suggests that the entire 3-dimensional world we see might just be a projection of data stored on a 2-dimensional surface. If this is true, the event horizon is not just a boundary of a black hole, but a fundamental clue about the nature of our entire universe. We might all be living inside a hologram, and the black hole is the only place where the projection starts to show its pixelated edges. Every bit of light that falls in adds to the memory of the whole, increasing its area and its knowledge of the world it has consumed. Jacob Bekenstein and Stephen Hawking showed that a black hole's entropy, its disorder, is directly proportional to the surface area of its event horizon. When black holes merge, their horizons join together, creating a larger surface area and preserving the total information of both original systems. These mergers send ripples through the very fabric of space, allowing us to hear the collision from billions of light years away using modern detectors. These tiny shifts in light confirm that black holes are real and that their event horizons are dynamic, vibrating boundaries that interact with the universe. The black hole is the ultimate laboratory, a place where gravity is so strong that it forces the secrets of the universe to the surface. By studying these dark giants, we are not just looking at the end of matter, we are looking at the foundation of all physical laws. Our quest to understand the event horizon is a quest to understand the human mind's ability to grasp the infinite and the truly impossible. Every new discovery is a step across the bridge, bringing us closer to a unified vision of how the cosmos truly functions at every scale. Even in the deepest darkness, there is the light of knowledge, the hope that we can one day solve the mystery of the singularity. The singularity at the beginning of time is the twin of the singularity inside a black hole. Solving one may solve the mystery of the other. It is a beautiful and terrifying puzzle, a dark gem in the crown of the universe that challenges us to be better and think deeper. From simple drawings to supercomputer simulations, our vision of the black hole has evolved as we have learned to listen to the language of gravity. Black holes can be the brightest objects in the sky when they feed, acting as cosmic beacons that light up the early history of our universe. What if the horizon is not an end, but a transition, a gateway to a place where the rules are different and the possibilities are endless? Beyond the math and the known physics lie the hypotheses of the other side, the wild and beautiful ideas of what could exist within the abyss. One of the most famous ideas is the wormhole, a shortcut through the fabric of space that could connect two very different and distant locations. The black hole would be the entrance, and a white hole would be the exit, spewing out everything that was once swallowed by the darkness. White holes are the theoretical opposites of black holes. Nothing can enter them, and everything inside them is forced out at incredible, blinding speeds. Some scientists suggest that our own Big Bang was actually the result of a white hole emerging from a black hole in a parent universe. We might be the children of a black hole, living in a cosmic bubble that was born from the collapse of a star in another reality. Inside the horizon, the singularity might not be a point, but a gate to a higher dimensional space that we cannot even begin to imagine. Just like in science fiction, the distortion of time and space could allow for journeys that transcend our three-dimensional understanding of the physical world. If the holographic principle is correct, the other side of the horizon is actually the true reality, and we are just the shadows it casts. The horizon is the master record, the boundary where the information of the universe is stored and processed by the ultimate cosmic computer. Crossing the horizon might not be a death, but a transformation into a new state of being, where you become part of the universe's memory. These bridges could be the veins of the multiverse, moving matter and energy between different realms to maintain the balance of existence. If a black hole spins fast enough, it might shed its event horizon, revealing a naked singularity that would expose the laws of physics to everyone. A naked singularity would be a disaster for physics, a place where things could happen without causes, and the future would be completely unpredictable. Nature seems to abhor a naked singularity, hiding these points of chaos behind the protective veil of the event horizon, the cosmic sensor. The horizon is the universe's way of maintaining order, a boundary that prevents the breakdown of logic from spreading to the stars and planets. Every black hole could be apparent, giving rise to new worlds with their own physical constants, their own stars, and perhaps their own life. The cosmos is a living, breathing network of creation and destruction, where the event horizon is the womb of new and strange realities. The laws of the other side could be completely different, with more dimensions, different forces, or a flow of time that we cannot comprehend. In some models, the interior of a black hole allows for time travel, where you could visit your own past and change the course of history. The paradoxes of time travel would be real here, but protected by the event horizon, so they can never affect the world we live in. Time becomes a physical dimension, a place you can walk through and interact with, making the black hole the ultimate time machine of the universe. The closer we look, the more we realize that the black hole is not an empty void, but a rich and complex structure of space and time. We are on the verge of a new era of exploration, where the dark heart of the galaxy becomes our greatest source of enlightenment and wonder. What if our entire universe is inside a black hole that is itself part of a much larger and more complex cosmic structure beyond our sight? The scale of reality might be infinite, both upward and downward, with event horizons serving as the boundaries between every level of existence. The singularity could be the spark of a new Big Bang, a point of infinite potential that is waiting to explode into a new universe. Gravity is the engine of change, the force that recycles the old universe to create the new, with the event horizon as the recycling center. To enter a black hole is to leave the world of things and enter the world of pure ideas, where the mind is the only tool left. We are close to pulling back the curtain. Every observation, every equation, every simulation is a hand reaching out to touch the unknown. It is the most powerful thing we know, yet it is also the most humble, hiding its secrets behind a wall of total and absolute darkness. We can now feel the heartbeat of these giants. We can feel the vibration of their horizons as they dance together in the dark of space. The discovery of the event horizon's physical reality was a triumph of the human spirit, a proof that we can understand the most extreme objects. One day, we may send our own eyes to the edge of the abyss, to see the horizon for ourselves, and to witness the impossible firsthand. The horizon is a window into the soul of the cosmos, a place where the beauty of nature is revealed in its most extreme and pure form. We are part of this story. Our atoms were born in the stars, and our destiny may be tied to the dark giants that consume them all. This is the ultimate expression of power. This is the event horizon, the place where the rules end and the journey into the infinite begins. In the end, even the darkness has a story to tell, a story of light, of time, and of the incredible resilience of the human mind. This was the first time we truly saw the shadow of a black hole. This image changed science forever, confirming our theories of the event horizon. We have even imaged the giant at the heart of our own galaxy, Sagittarius, a star, a dark sun that holds our entire Milky Way together. By turning the entire planet into a single telescope, we were able to peer across the vastness of space and capture the uncapturable dark heart. Looking at these giants reminds us how small and precious our home truly is. We are tiny observers on a long journey of discovery and hope. Black holes are not just monsters, they are the architects of the universe, shaping galaxies and recycling the elements of life for the next generation. Without them, the universe would be a very different place. They are the anchors of order in a sea of cosmic chaos and starlight. The quest to understand the event horizon is a quest for our own origin. It is the story of where we came from and where we go. Every piece of matter that falls into a black hole leaves its mark on the universe, a tiny ripple in the fabric of existence that lasts. In the absolute darkness of the abyss, we find the most profound truths about light, time, and the very nature of everything we know today. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey to the edge of reality. We hope this exploration has opened your eyes to the cosmic wonders. The universe is vast, mysterious, and full of secrets. But with every step forward, we bring a little more light into the eternal dark abyss. Stay curious, stay humble, and never stop looking up at the stars. The next great discovery is waiting just beyond the horizon of our minds. In the end, we are all made of star stuff, and the journey to the heart of the black hole is a journey to find ourselves. The horizon is waiting, the secrets are there, and the journey into the unknown has only just begun. Farewell, fellow traveler of the cosmic deep.